I understand that Vince McMahon held a meeting just before the show went on the air. All right, guys, the USA Network bumped us because of the Olympics. We're on Sci-Fi, but we get an hour commercial free. We have to find a way to draw the viewers in. So what are we going to do? Wait, no, before anybody answers that, you, yes, you, specifically you, where are we tonight? We're in Denver. Wait, Denver. That's in the Mile High City. I have an idea. Riddle and Orton are on the show? That's all right. We're in Denver, Colorado. Let's have them tell weed jokes. Ha ha! I'm a genius, damn it. We'll get the marijuana crowd. Everybody loves the marijuana, and everybody collectively went because Vince is an out-of-touch old man that doesn't know what anybody wants anymore except what he wants. And what he wants is to basically make wrestling a fucking cartoon, even though that hasn't worked for quite a while. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw from, yes, Denver, Colorado. Okay, I already did that, but let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. Goddamn, that Vince McMahon impression, it just fucking kills me. And it's a whole lot of fun to do it, but man, it really wrecks my goddamn throat. But it is what it is in Colorado. Okay, enough of that. This show was not very good. It was also messy. I will say that the crowd was pretty goddamn energetic. They were in the Mile High City of Denver, Colorado, which I've never been to, but I understand that Denver is a pretty damn nice city. But anyway, this was less of a Broncos show and more of them laying a goddamn nugget. A pile of nuggets in the goddamn ring. And they started off hot with a hot, fresh, steaming pile of nuggets right in the thing with the Quiz Bowl. Not Quidjabo, it's the Quiz Bowl. The Alpha Academy Academic Challenge thingy and everything. And I hate this stuff. I fucking hate this stuff. But it's supposed to be commercial free on Sci-Fi. And then they kept putting ads for their own shows, you know, in between the matches and everything. I don't think they understand what the fuck commercial free means. Yeah, commentary runs on the card. Steve Patrick is here. He's no longer Kevin Patrick. He is Steve Patrick. Gable, look, they're trying to recreate how Kurt Angle was a comedy goof and everything and was aloof and thought he was superior as far as his intensity, integrity, and intelligence. And don't get me wrong, Kurt Angle, once-in-a-lifetime athlete, fucking tremendous, and did have great comedic timing. And Gable is trying here, but the material is so goddamn bullshit. And they're doing these question things. It was like a press your luck format here. It was really, really goddamn bad. No whammy, stop. Ha ha, I remember that game. I'm willing to bet that Vince McMahon has no idea what press your luck is. Did anybody remember press your luck? Answers in the comments, please. So 5 points to declare the winner. So basically, if somebody gets it wrong, you have a chance to steal or whatever. Okay, cool. All right, pretty simple enough. It's like Family Feud for idiots. So, who was the first president to get a college degree? John Adams. Okay. And then biology. How many hearts does an octopus have? And then Riddle talks about, dissecting an octopus. And I'm willing to bet the Riddle doesn't know what the fuck an octopus is. But an octopus has 3 hearts. Has 8 tentacles, experiencing tentacle difficulty with the 3 hearts pumping. So, who flew the closest to the sun in Greek mythology? Why, it's Icarus. Kid Icarus. At least it's not like that Icarus game for the Nintendo DS. Boy, that was a goddamn mess. And, they talk about cartoons, a Ninja Turtle to use nunchucks. The Michelangelo, if you will. And what's the biggest state, in the continental U.S.? Texas. It's also the biggest state in general. There's Texas, there's California, all that. And then the most adapted Shakespeare play was not Romeo and Juliet, it was Hamlet. And Otis kept saying ham because he's going back to his eating days. Because this is bad. This is Vince McMahon comedy, and it's terrible comedy, and I fucking hate it. Why is this on a wrestling program, I'm wondering? Why did they start with this? Commercial free, and this is how you're fucking drawing people in? They couldn't... What they should have done, I'm just going to flip ahead here. Had they started with, maybe the second match or whatever, that probably would have been a whole lot better. Put this at the top of the second hour, but... maybe they wanted to give people a break, considering they had multiple people, working multiple segments and everything, because we're trying to, drag our goddamn bodies to Elimination Chamber and then drag our bodies out of there. Provided that you're not a woman or an LGBTQ community member, you should be perfectly safe. That's referring to the government, by the way, not the people. I understand there are a lot of lovely people over there, but it's propaganda bullshit. So anyway... who has the most wins in Broncos history? And Elway. It was John Elway, the Denver Broncos. So, Basically, how many grams are in an ounce? You know, you're not the only one who bakes. Orton just flat out saying it. We all know Orton likes to smoke weed, and they win. And the buzzer has gone rogue. And this was embarrassing. This was 15 minutes of national television that was terrible. It was fucking terrible. I know there are some people who like it, and that's fine. I didn't. And then the Street Profits show up. They challenge them, and then they get blindsided. Basically, go into a commercial, so much for commercial free, so they can get the shit out of there so they can have the match. And then, yeah, we get the the SmackDown ad plug, and then we get the Profits versus Gable and Majin Buu. Oh, and actually, I noted that he kind of moves like a more agile Mantar. So he is now Otis Tar, which sounds like a supervillain from a 70s or early 80s bad sci-fi movie, like an Italian sci-fi movie. And hey, look, Gable gets the win. Hooray! I did note, by the way, that Ford with his hair is very aerodynamic as it were. But Gable gets the win. Yay! Let's move on. So we get another ad for Resident Alien, and this is why Vince McMahon wanted to help fund the wall. WWE 2K ad, and then WWE Instagram Top 10. Ad free for the first hour. MVP was talking about the WWE universe. That's okay, botches happen. Lashley comes out to a huge pop because he's from Denver, Colorado. I thought he was from Colorado Springs, Colorado. I don't know much about geography of Denver, but I would imagine they're close enough. So whatever. And they talk about, Lashley having to be in the Elimination Chamber and losing the title is pure fantasy. Yeah, some of my fantasies involve 5-on-1 action, and that's all I'm going to say. No further questions. I'm also going to have to delete my search history once again. So the champ lives here. He said the champ lives here or the champ is here. Do not do Lashley versus Cena. Whoop-a-doo. Do not do that at Mania. I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see Cena get another title shot. Lashley can do promos when he does them in short bursts. This wasn't the worst, but it wasn't great. He was more fired up because he was in his hometown. And he's talking about the Elimination Chamber, all that stuff and everything. And now we move on to Alexis Therapy. What in the Annabelle 2014 is this fucking bullshit? Go to Hollywood. Stop with this. I know she's supposed to transform back into the goddess. Great. I don't care. Some people do. That's fine. Genuine question, why does anybody care about this? Why is she having to be rehabbed? I forgot that any of that shit happened with Charlotte ripping the head off the doll and whatever. Priest versus Styles in a championship contenders match. How? Hey, good stuff. Priest kept pounding Styles down and everything, repeatedly fisting him from behind and in the front because Styles can take it both ways. Both ways, community. And then we get a nice back and forth. So there was some good action here, as you would expect from these two. And then phenomenal forearm out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. So Styles gets a championship contender opportunity. So we get SmackDown recast and NXT 2.0 ad, and then we go back to Rollins and Owens. You're not lying to me, right? Wait, if I beat Theory, you're gonna back me up. You're not lying to me, right? No, I'm not lying to you. Why would I lie to you? No, they're totally gonna fucking have a match at Mania. It's obvious. Miz TV, great. Maurice is here. And my interest wasn't going to exist anyway, but I don't care. I'm glad that Miz and Maurice get to spend time on TV. Do it on Miz and Mrs. I don't need to see this shit on my television in 2022. What purpose does she serve on a wrestling program in 2022? People say, well, she didn't do that bad in the mixed tag match or whatever. I said, yeah, she didn't do that bad. She didn't fall on her face. I don't care. I don't care. Don't do another match at Mania with anybody. I don't care. Just don't do it. Anyway, the Mysterios are here. Why is this feud happening? And Miz keeps saying I'm a cheater. And this went forever. Of course, at one point, Maurice said you should call yourself Ray Maurice Stereo. She should be brought up on war crimes for that bad of a pun. And I know something about bad puns. And then, are you sure you're not Eddie's son? Ooh. Anyway, so, when did they decide to start going picture-in-picture on Raw? Genuine question, because now suddenly they're doing the picture, or they're doing the picture, or they're doing this. Why are they doing that? Why? I mean, I'm not upset that they're doing it, but it's just so odd that they just suddenly decided to do it. They actually showed more of the action with the picture-in-picture with commercials playing than they did during the commercial-free portion. Miz and Dominic, Maurice got kicked out for interfering. Ray interfered, for real. And the most devastating maneuver in all of professional wrestling, the surprise roll-up 1, 2, 3. Dominic gets the victory. Throw the whole show away. Cut to Vince and Theory talking, briefly. We don't even get to hear anything, which even if there were closed captioning, closed captioning abilities, I don't think anybody would have been able to understand Vince. Just like nobody would have been able to understand me with whatever English I was trying to attempt. So Bianca took on Nikki Ash. Nikki targeted the knee. Nikki Ash. Okay, I'm ashamed. I'm not, though. Bianca eventually hits the KOD. Very impressive stuff. Just choking out her opponent, hitting the KOD. So at least the superhero, the typical superhero, could not keep the African-American down. Easy for me to say. News at 11. And then we do 24/7 stuff, where Truth, Tozawa, and Tamina are walking around. And then Dana thanked Reggie by kissing him on the cheek. But we're just really good friends. Okay. This is embarrassing television. Why is this happening? Theory took on Owens again. And this time, Owens won. Yay. Owens actually got a lot of cheers. Because he's Kevin Owens. And then Orton tells Riddle he's got a real shot. And it's going to be a toga party. A broga party, if you will. And I died a little inside. That's going to be next week, I guess. And then Lita AARP is here. Look, if I'm going to make fun of the guys, being too old to be in wrestling, I'm not saying Lita is. And it's good that Lita wants one more run. But if I'm going to say that too many guys are around, hanging on too long, or taking away a spot that a full-time person can get, I got to say the same for the women. Lita seems like she wants to be there, but still. And then we go to break. Vera's been coming for 4 straight months. I would have consulted my doctor after 1 straight month. Of course, I wouldn't have even made it like, a tenth of a month. But moving on from that. Lita, goes over who she faced in the Rumble and all this stuff and how, she admires Becky and that kind of stuff and puts her over and talks about her and everything. And then Becky appears. And she says, to have your idol from when you were a teenager put you over, it's really, really cool and everything. It's great. But now that I've had to cut out friends and everything, and now that there's Becky Lynch, there can be no Lita. There can be only one, I guess. Why can't there be both? I don't know. I guess we're just suddenly deciding to make this a Highlander storyline. And she had to go through this to be champion. And Lita did an adequate face promo. Said fans have always been behind her. And then we suddenly have Becky blasting Lita. And I just kept wondering, the old Bobby Heenan line about Ric Flair beating up Bob Backlund in the 93 Rumble. Can you get arrested for beating up the elderly? And then we got a twist of fate and we got a moonsault. Now that's more of a moonsault than Becky's had hit on her before. And that's pretty much it for that right there. We get Owens talking to Pearson Sonya. He wants to be in the chamber. Sonya says, well, no, you can't be because the qualifying match has already happened. And Owens like, I got to be at Mania. She's like, you might not even be at Mania. Owens just signed a new contract. Are they going to send him home? Or are they going to do this thing where it's like, oh, you're getting paid too much, so we're going to leave you off of Mania? What the fuck's going on? Why would they say that? Are they trying to make this a vast thing where it's like Shane McMahon was against him? But since Shane McMahon is gone, which is such a pity, watch it be a swerve, and he suddenly is going to face Austin Theory at WrestleMania, and everybody's going to hate it. He says the people of Texas need me at Mania and everything. Deep in the heart of Texas. Okay, cool. I mean, Owens was certainly trying here. This just was weird. Here's Liv with a new theme. Why do they keep recycling these themes and making them worse? Then we get pre-tape promo. Liv is really trying, but the scripted stuff is just not for her. It's not for Pepper Niven either. Watch me on Liv's chest. Stop thinking about it, Keir Johnson. You stop it. Get some help. So, Liv took on Pepper Niven. Speed versus strength and near falls and good. Actually, the match was better than it had any right to be. And then Vader Bomb, 1, 2, 3. Well, that's a wrap on Liv getting a push. Liv will get a push again by SummerSlam of next year. I don't want to be right, but I fear that's going to be the case. I don't know why they're pushing Pipper. That's Piper Niven. I'm sorry. She needs to be named that. They need to get rid of this dead rep thing because it's stupid. It was stupid because Eva Marie shouldn't have been involved in the first place. And it was stupid to give her the name. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. So, Oh boy, we've got more therapy shit. Go to Hollywood, please. Stop. Oh, she talked about driving one day. Hold on, lady driver coming through. And that she beat up a woman at the grocery store that had colorful hair and everything, and like, you know, round eyes, buttons for eyes. Oh no, it's Coraline. God, that movie is creepy. I thought she was talking about Oscar, but then she hit her with a loaf of bread or whatever. Man, that's a crusty, way to do things. Man, she was really loafing around there. She broke bread with the enemy. It was assault with a breadly weapon. Okay, I'm going to stop this right now. But you better believe I may have more bread puns. I don't know. I just can't slice any more off. Okay, enough of that. She's coming back. And she's suddenly going to be the goddess again. Cool. Steve Patrick interviews Rollins. Hey, do you know who you're barking to? Do you know who you're buck-barking to? Maybe I'm just at this point losing it and just not caring about wrestling. Rollins makes his entrance, and Bork Laser will be on Raw next week. Styles versus Priest for the U.S. Championship. Riddle versus Rollins. I wrote down, okay, how long's this go before something else happens? Hey, Owens interfered, caused a DQ, and Orton hit an RKO. And holla, 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 because we got 15 minutes left. Tag team match afterwards. And look, a tag match. We get a stomp on Riddle for 3, and then RKO to Owens again. And Rollins did nothing. That's all I gotta say. Look, at this point, it's not even that I'm angry at Raw. It's just that so much of it is repetitive. You could tune out of Raw for like 3 straight months and not miss shit. We were on the Chode to WrestleMania, and Mania 38, nights 1 and 2, both one or the other or both are going to succeed despite the bad build. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.